Hello to all my friends. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Now, this is part 3 of my faux leather photo faux leather photo journal book that I'm making out of a cereal box. This was a cereal box. Now, it's not a cereal box because there's no cereal in there. It was a cereal box, now it's a cover. Now, this is where I'm at. I finished putting the stitching around. I finished doing that, and that is going to give it some stability. Now, I was going to put this binding I showed you on the last video, I was going to put that on the back, and I still think that would look pretty cool, but because I waxed this, I put wax on it so it wouldn't be sticky. I have no way of gluing that. Double-sided tape won't stick to it, glue, nothing, because it's waxed. So now if any of you smart people know how I could glue this still on here, know of a glue or know a way I could put that on there, then you'll have to let me know so I can have another wrinkle in my brain, because it won't work. So we're not, as far as I know, it won't work. So we're going to put this aside and use it in a different project. Okay, so then I'm to putting the pages in. Now, I have got 165 jillion brown paper bags. So in them brown, because at one time I was really into making paper bag albums, and so I had bought from over there to Sam's Club, which is like a Costco. I bought a package of, I think it was 500 bags. I don't know what I was thinking. But so I still have all these bags. So what I did was I cut all the didn't throw the bottoms away, because I don't know, I might be able to figure out something to do. These are all the bag bottoms. See, just the bottoms of the bags. And so now I have all the bag bottoms, and they look really kind of cute. So I decided I'll keep them for a while. I'll just put these like this so that they don't fly away. And then I just got the bag tops, which kind of looks like a tunnel. Okay, so I folded them to where that seam is there, and then I'm going to cut them. Then I cut the seam off. I'm using this cutter because I like that decal edge it gives me. This is a Cutterpeed, cut it by Cutterbee. EK Success makes it. But I've had it like for 100 years. Well, maybe not quite 100, maybe 99 years. And I've not even seen it around anymore, so I don't know if they still sell it, but I like it. It's got different blades I can put on it. And this is the decal edge. Now, I'm doing my pages to be 7 inches from top to bottom. 7-ish inches. Now, these are not all exactly 7 inches. But they're like approximately 7 inches. So, let's go back up on that one. Okay, I think my blade's getting kind of dull. And so then I have these 2 pages and then this page. And I'm not too worried about any stragglers like this, because I want it to look kind of rustic, vintage, rustic, whatever. And so, but I'm putting 5 pages into each signature. So let me cut one more of these. First I cut the edge off. And been throwing them edges away, but I'm almost thinking, gosh, I might need to dig them back out of the trash, because They might make something too. God, I'm such a hoarder. This is terrible. I need not to be such a hoarder. If anybody knows any tricks about not being a hoarder, then you'll have to let me know them too, because I don't know that stuff. Okay, so there we go. So each of them bags are the perfect size for me to make three pages. So I'm going to, so now here I have 5, because that's what I said. I wanted 5 in each signature. So we'll put Mr. Cutter bead back. I really love this thing. I hope they still sell it, because other people would love them too. Now, and then I get them, see, they're not all exactly 7 inches. Some of them are less and some of them are more, and some of them are exactly. And so, but that's okay, see, that's fine. And then I take this and I fold, oopsie daisies, gotta fix that. Okay, this one seems really wide. Let me see how wide that one is. Let me see, that one might be too wide. Let me check. Let me just check, I'm checking. And that says it's, oh man, that's 8 inches. That must have been folded. Let me get a different one that's not so wide. Okay, this one's not so wide, so this will be better. Is this one like 8 inches too? I might have, this one seems too wide too. Yeah, it's too wide. So that'll be wider than the whole album itself. But if it gets too wide, I'll just cut it. I'll just cut it in half. Look like a butcher knife or something. But anyway, we'll just fold that. Now that looks more better. That looks more better. Wouldn't you agree? And then we'll just do this away. Okay. Now then, when I get that signature, those 5 pages together, of course you can use any kind of pages, but then I take paper clips, like a couple of paper clips, or you can use them binder clips. I use them too, but I was too lazy to reach for those, and so I'm just going to use these paper clips because they're right here, and just to hold that together. Now then, I have my little piece of foam pad here, and what I'm going to do here now, I got that folded evenly right there, so that's good. And then I use my old trusty Tim Holtz ruler, because it's got the center 0. And so then I can center it, because look here, I'm looking here and it says 3.5 over there, and it says 3.5 over there. So I know my 0 is right in the center. And then, where is my pokey thing? I swear, Swanee, I lose, oh, there it is. I lose a lot of stuff. Okay, now I'm poking in the hole, I'm in the seam, and I'm poke a hole in the 0, and then the 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and then I go back over here and 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 holes, and they're inch apart. Make them a little bit larger so I can see them. Okay, so now that is ready. Now I also have started putting the holes in the binding. If you can see there's holes in the binding, and that's what I'm going to stitch the, what do you call that end? You call this something else, but not a binding. I don't know what you call it, but it doesn't matter what you call it. And so I'm going to, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to put them about 1/4 of an inch apart, but as you can see, they're not exactly, because I got them not exactly right. But then I don't get anything exactly right, except my grandchildren. I did a good job on them. They're exactly right. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead with another group of holes every 1 inch. So these are going to match the holes in the signatures. Now, Elizabeth Marie, you don't have these. I don't have these very good. I'm going to put one more row. This is only going to get one more row, and it's going to go right here. And it's not going to be exactly either. This whole thing is going to be all cattywampus. But that is what's going to make it all special. Cattywampus makes everything all special. Okay. Oh, that's way off. All right, now, so this will, now, I'm not going to sew all these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not going to sew all them signatures in here today because for the reason being is because it will take me too long because I'm kind of slow. All right, now, but at least you'll get the gist of things. Let me put that back over there, and let me put, here's my one signature, okay? That's the one I just made, and I put the holes in there. Now, I'm going to start in the middle, here in the middle, inside of the book. Now, you can do it from the outside, but I do it from inside. And so I go to my middle hole here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then middle of the hole there. Now poke that through. See, that's the beginning of sewing on my signature. Now I'm going to pull it through. Oh, I cut the cord here about twice, a little bit more than twice the length of this. A little bit more than twice the length. So a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in to the bottom. I mean the hole beneath. The hole beneath the hole I just went in there. And then I'm going to go back out, and I'm going in and out, in and out. Now that one will go through that next hole. And then you got peek under there. There we go. And put that in there. And then over here. And through the hole. Then, ow, that's sharp. You gotta be really careful. Let me see here a little bit. Let me just go up here a little bit. Okay, now I got to that bottom hole there, so I'm going to go back up. I'm going to go back up through this hole and through. And then I'm going to see, now I'm going to go in this hole. It goes back through the signature. Then I'm going to go back in this very hole that I started in. And pull that in. Don't want to lose that string. Okay, and then again, the next hole. So you're going in and out. And see, because now we're going to the other end. And then you already have your holes made. And so, because you already have your holes made, you know exactly where to put it. You just pull it through the holes. And nice holes that you already made. And now look, I'm trying to make a new hole. Okay. Now, sometimes when I do make my journals, some of you have seen me that I fake it. I don't measure, and I just stick. I stick the holes just wherever they go. But this time I measured because I want it to be not quite so. I want it to be not quite so scattered. Okay, and then the last piece, now I'll pull that through. Up, okay. Dang, I just poked myself again. I got a different needle that's got like a blunt end. That's the one I usually use. God That hurt like a Mo Dunker. There we go. And now see, I have those. That hurt. Jeez. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to tie a square knot in there, like this way. Okay, hang on a minute. Gotta get a band-aid. Gotta get me a band-aid because see, it's bleeding. Now I keep band-aids right here all the time because I'm a bleeder and I don't have to get much of a pinprick, and then I got blood showing. So my fingers are very chubby, as people have noticed, because they've told me to take my rings off. And I would if I could, but I can't, so I won't. And I'm going to put this other one this way so it'll stay tight. There. Now, just pretend that that part is edited out. I still haven't learned to edit. Yeah, there we go. Now, I should save the Band-Aid wrappers for my junk journal. Okay, I'm going to leave these. I'm not going to cut this off of here now. You can just cut it off just to make like a little tie there. But I am into heartstrings, so I always put hearts on the ends of my strings. So now I have one signature sewed in. One signature is now sewed in. So now then, I fetch me another piece of cord that I'm using to, just a minute, I had a drink of this coffee. That's good. I bought me some Starbucks coffee, not from Starbucks, but from the store, because I can't afford to go to the Starbucks place, because they call it Starbucks because you have to pay so much bucks to get your coffee. And I don't have that many bucks. I'm buck shortage. I have a buck shortage. I had a few bucks last week, but my beautiful daughter, I have 3 beautiful daughters, but one of my beautiful daughters took me on like a little vacay. So we went to Orlando, and it's just 3 days. 3 days we spent away, and it was fun, and I spent all my bucks on stuff. I gave most of it to my grandson. But now I'm again doing the same thing, starting in the middle hole of, I got 7 holes, and I'm starting in the middle hole because and you don't have to have that many holes. You can actually put these on with 3 holes, 1, 2, 3, or 5, you know, but I just put 7 because I put them an inch apart. But if you go like 2 inches apart and just make 3, or go 1.5 inches apart and make only 5, and then your stitching goes quicker too, because you don't have so many to stitch. But now see, this is going up the second. Now I'm going to put it in the second hole here in my book, my leather book. And see, go back through that hole, pull that up. There we go. And then you know, we went to Orlando and went to different places in Orlando, in Kissimmee, in Lake Wales. Went to another lake, where my other daughter was having family reunion, and we crashed their family reunion. But it was her husband's family reunion, my son-in-law's family reunion. But they had food, so we had food, so we went. You know, where there's food, I will follow. And so then I'm putting this back through here. But you know what I found out? At the hotel we were in And at the restaurants we were in the stores we were in, there was very few people that spoke English. You could hear all different languages. Now, they might all been the same. I just don't know. But usually I can understand Spanish. I don't understand it, but when they speak it, I know it's Spanish. But there was other languages because people come from all over the world because, see, our state of Florida here is a tourist trap. And so the tourists come from everywhere and they come, and that's where they go. Central Florida, Orlando, Kissimmee, and all those places, you know, because they have you know, Disney World, and they have like Universal Studios. Jeez. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm not going to. I am so. This is crazy. I'm so not going to finish this with this here needle. This is a bookbinding needle, and that sucker is sharp, and I keep poking myself. And see, I take that medicine, Coumadin stuff, to thin your blood. And so if I just poke myself a little bit, I bleed like I've done been chopped in half with an axe. Okay, so I'm just going to show you this one here as how I'm putting this in here, so you'll know. And there is a lot of other videos showing how to stitch in your signatures. I think they call this the Copic stitch, but don't quote me on that one because I could be wrong, because I was wrong once or twice before. So now, see, I'm going to tie this in a little square knot. Right over left, and then left over right. Okay, now, take these out. I'm not going to sew in another one because, oh God, that's blood. Wait a minute, I didn't have blood on there. I'll find my alcohol wipes. Well, I don't know where they are. Okay. I'll just wipe that blood in. This is just going to be mine anyway, so it's got my own DNA on it. I know. Have you ever watched anybody that's so klutzy? But now, do you see how those two lines are on the end, on there? That's where I sewed in them two, stitched in those two signatures. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4 more that I'm going to put in there. So it's going to have 6 signatures in the end. I'll put something over it. I'll put a sticker over the blood so nobody knows. But yeah, it's no. I'll wipe it off with alcohol wipe. I know I've got them in here somewhere. Yeah, they're in here somewhere. But anyhow, this is what I want to show you today, is that this is how far I've gotten. So probably now I'm going to put in the signatures. I'll do them on my own, so you won't see me jab myself. But no, I'm going to find my other needle, because I have another needle. It's got a blunt end. It's like a embroidery needle or tapestry needle or something, and it's got a blunt end. And I probably should get that because I'm going to run out of Band-Aids. So, but anyhow, that's what I wanted to show you anyway, is how I'm putting these in. And I wanted to let you know that I had to forego this here binding. I could probably still put it on there and go over those strings, but I think these strings give it a nice little look. So those strings are going to, I'm going to leave those show because I like that. And so, and then I'm going to, when I start decorating it, it's going to be, see how I love how the edges are not straight. They're not straight. I didn't cut the little tab out of the bags. I didn't get them perfect. I got them just about the same because I like that rustic look and I like that handmade look. And Now, if you want something all straight and perfect, we'll just go over to the Walmart. They got them some journals over there. You can get them for $1 or $2, you know. And they're all straight and perfect just because they have machines over in Taiwan or Japan or China or somewhere where they make them. East Dua Diddy. I don't know. It might be over there. But you can get them and they're just all perfect. Now, I like this look. I like this rustic look. I like vintage. And I think this is awesome. I'm not sure yet exactly how I'm going to decorate each page. Each page is going to have something though. Maybe a pocket on it or something. But it's a photo journal. So you can put photos in it or you can write in it. And even though it's got a spine, you know, a spine, some journals we make without a spine. We just have it the whole thing folded. And even though it has a spine, it's still going to lay flat like this. See, I got 2 in there already. Two signatures in there already. But it's still going to lay flat for you to write on or nothing. And remember, if anybody knows, see, I like this idea that somebody told me to put the wax on so that my Mod Podge is not sticky. And so I Mod Podged it and then I waxed over it. But once I waxed over it, it's not sticky. In fact, it feels good. It really feels like leather. It looks like leather. I love the feel of it. And, but if you know how I can attach anything, so already I know I can stitch things on the, you know, if I want to put something on the front, I can stitch it. But I don't know if there's any way, you know, I could even stitch. If I stitched this, you know, put the stitching through this, that would have held that. But then I got these little flaps. So how would I hold them down? So if you know of a glue or something that would hold them down, or a way, you know, that I could hold the edges down, because that's what I like is the edge, how I did the edge. Okay, and this is Craftex. This is Craftex stuck to waxed faux leather. If you're magical and you know it, you let me know. Okay, so I'm going to work on these, but with a different needle. And I'm glad you all stopped by this morning to see me, because I've missed you, because I was, you know, way out in East Duwadidi over there, Orlando and stuff. We didn't go to Disney World or something, none of that stuff. But we went to Old Town. Old Town's got, it's pretty cool. I bought me these 2 bracelets right here. This Cure bracelet has been on this wrist for years. I've never taken it off. It's tied in a knot now because it used to have just a pull string, like on this one. See, it's got like a pull string. This one did too, but it broke, so I tied it in a knot, and it's been on there ever since. This is an ankle bracelet. But see, my wrists are so big because I got big bones. I'm a fat girl too, but I got big bones even when I wasn't fat. I still had big bones. And so, and yeah, these rings, I know, they're really not tight, though. See, they're really not tight. I can wiggle them around. There's plenty of space. But I just got, you know, I have swollen fingers for one thing, on top of already being fat. And so they're already fat fingers, and then they swell, and they get even fatter. But I had them off a few months ago and had it. But then I stuck them back on one day when my fingers were skinny, and so, but I have had some comments that people tell me I need to get these rings cut off, and I don't want to. Okay, all right, that's all I have to say. I want to say I love you. I love you for watching. I love you for coming by. I love you for watching my videos. I love you for liking my videos. I love you for giving me a thumbs up on my videos. Some have given me a thumbs down, and hey, that's okay too, because at least you still got a thumb. And subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, then don't subscribe. I don't mind. But I can't believe I've got all them subscribers that I've already got. I think that's amazing. So anyway, I love you. Thank you for watching. And God is watching over you. He will. Every step you take, every move you make, every word you say, He's watching. And okay, so, and I love you. God loves you. And say howdy to your neighbor. All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.